You're listening to Ice.
Okay, all right. Had enough of this. I'm getting off the show.
Dixon.
Absolute trash. This is, if I heard this, I'd be like, this is absolute garbage. I wouldn't even consider rating it.
Sit down and buckle up.
Hello to all you beautiful viewers out there. Welcome to our episode on the one-hit wonders of the 90s. And it's actually perfect that we're doing this because this channel is about to be in the 90s itself. 90 subscribers, that is. That's right, folks. Dixon and I are on the road to 100. So won't you please join us on this amazing journey? We have an amazing community. We respond to each and every one of you. And we bring you amazing content every single week. That's right, folks. You subscribe now. You get a new episode just like the one you're about to hear every single weekend. The hottest takes, the hottest music, nonstop in your feed. And it's not just me doing this. The thing that really makes this show so great, and I've always said this, it's Dixon. How are you?
Ice, great to be back. Road to 100. We're in the car. The belts are buckled. GPS is on, and we're set to 100. And you're right. Join us on this journey. It's exciting.
Damn straight. I'm excited about this. We started this channel a long time ago. We used to get one sub, maybe every, 2 weeks or something. We'd look at it and be like, oh, we got another one. We're up to 2 now. It's pretty frequent. I think we're just increasing our quality of content. I think we're hitting, the stuff that we want to talk about now. And I think it's noted in how we talk about our in each episode. We have an energy about us now.
We do. We have an energy. And just to put it in perspective too, we have to welcome all the people on board because they are all new. I mean, when we released our video on the Smiths, we had 19 subscribers, and that was in January.
That's actually crazy. I can't believe that we were at 19 back then before we released the Smiths. Yeah, so guys, welcome. Yeah. Welcome to all the newcomers here. We love each and every one of you. We love that you listen to us. And keep it coming. Tell your friends about it too. Let them know about the stuff that we make on here. Hey, there's 2 fat idiots that I listen to on YouTube. Records and Rants, check them out.
You gotta check out these guys. They're such dopes. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, they call them hot takes, but they're just like kind of bullshit. I don't know.
Literally garbage takes. And it's so good. You have to listen to it.
Yeah, I just hate watch them nonstop.
There's something to be said for that. I appreciate a good hate watch. I do too. I like that. I think it's good. But you sound a lot better this week too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got over my CVID attack. I think I'm better now. Oh, man, that really knocked me out. I thought it was gone, but I literally slept for an entire day. It was probably like 2 days I was out for the count. Yeah, so I don't know.
That's what happens. Yeah, I think I've had it a few times. I don't know. I stopped testing about a year and a half ago.
I really should have stopped testing. I don't even know why I did. I think it was.
Yeah, why'd you test?
I don't know. I don't know. It was sitting in my it was sitting in my bathroom closet, and it was just back there. I'm like, maybe I'll just try this out, see if it still works, and yeah, it worked. That's
actually a really good point. If they're still valid, because the thing is we used to have a logic about sickness in the country, and is that if you were sick, you wouldn't go anywhere, and I still abide by that credo. But somehow people now need some feedback that, you really shouldn't go anywhere now that you're sick because you have the COVID-19.
Yeah, I know.
So we kind of went a little haywire there for a moment.
Yeah, we did. But you're right. That used to be the thing. If you were sick, you stayed home. You didn't infect everyone else. You didn't go out and get everyone else sick.
Right.
I think people are just, they don't care, or they just say, I gotta go to work or something stupid like that.
Yeah, there's that. I think there's that, especially nowadays. There's such a toxic work culture, especially in certain industries, that people are expected to show up no matter what. And I think that's probably where we got a little wild. And it's probably for the best that we were testing and do continue to test in some aspect.
Probably. But you're right. If you're sick, just stay home. Your boss doesn't care. If people want to call you a pansy for staying home, then fine.
Yeah,
they could work their 20-hour. Unpaid shift at the shop. Just let them have their time in the limelight. They could do that.
Yeah, make it happen for us. They'll figure it out. Don't be afraid. Take your sick time. Here's advice I give: take your sick time. And I bust on you for taking your sick time, but it's
true. I do straight up attack you for this personally, but yeah, you should.
It was just so funny the way it worked out because you're You're on vacation. Come back, you call off because you're sick, and then you had jury duty.
I know.
And I'm like, this is unbelievable. What an operation.
Well, I don't know.
After 3 weeks of ice not being around. Hey, do we really need ice?
Yeah.
Just like sitting around.
Really even need
Literally
him?
3 straight weeks. I don't know. I guess everything's okay. I don't know.
I don't even know if anyone knew I was gone. Who knows?
That's so funny. That's how it is.
Do we really need
great.
ice? I don't know.
Oh man,
that's great.
You
Hey,
make it work. That's a good thing.
I do. I try. Dixon, I got to give you a huge update right now. We are now on the road to 90. We are at 90 subscribers as of right now. This is huge.
Really, this is huge. Congratulations to all you out there who have subscribed, because you're not going to regret it at all.
No, absolutely not. You're going to get high quality content, and it's every single week. See, that's what's great about this show. Is it comes every single. We used to not upload every week. It was the tech team's problem. I don't know whose fault that was. It definitely wasn't mine. Definitely wasn't me. But
For sure, definitely not.
yeah, we're getting better with that now. It's usually on every Saturday. You'll get a new upload, or possibly Friday. But
yeah,
you could count on it by the weekend. You can count on it every single week. Every single week, you're going to get a new episode. That's guaranteed, of high quality content, which you might not agree with. So I think that's the fun part of it.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it, is that, when we encourage that, because we really have got a lot of dislikes on our YouTube being the worst band of all time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, we're not tied, we're not tethered. We kind of just like to shoot from the hip, as they say, and go from there.
Absolutely. So, and what we're talking about today, I think, is very interesting. And I found out a lot of interesting stuff about what we're talking about. So we decided to look at one-hit wonders. And the era that we're looking at this week is the 90s.
Right.
And
yes. And I think we have to be, I'm sorry not to cut you off.
No.
I think we have to be, it was hard to pick one-hit wonders from the 90s, because I think, aside from like the 50s or 60s, I think the 90s, and maybe it's the nostalgia and us talking, the 90s had some of the best music ever.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Listening back to some of this stuff, it hit me with nostalgia, and I thought of the songs and music that I used to listen to in the 90s. It really does. It really does bring you back. There's some good stuff. So yeah, so Dixon and I, we picked 4 songs each, what we thought were the best one-hit wonders of the 90s. And I think my top one is amazing because of all of the drama surrounding it. Honestly, you're really going to want to stick around for that. I'm not even joking. There was so much that everyone knows the song that I'm going to talk about, but there is so much drama surrounding this song and the artist. Everyone's going to love it. It's going to be fantastic. But
wow,
I don't know, Dix, you want me to start first on mine? You want to go back and forth? You want me to go down my list, or?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Give us start from the bottom. Then we get here.
Okay.
Let us have it. Give us your hot takes.
Okay. All right. Here we go. The first, this is at the bottom of my list. Number 4.
Okay.
Is "Closing Time" by Semisonic, released in 1998.
Love that song.
Now I absolutely love this song as well. And the funny thing is, I had no idea that this was by Semisonic. I thought it was by like Third Eye Blind or something. I didn't even know Semisonic was a band.
Yeah.
It was hit number 1 in the U.S., but that was it. It didn't really chart much throughout the rest of the world. It was kind of a lesser known song around the world, because the other songs I'm going to talk about, they hit number 1 charts everywhere. They hit Billboard 100 in like Australia, like Belgium, like really weird places.
Yeah,
but this one,
it was all over the place.
Yeah, but this one really stuck to just the US, but it also hit gold in the UK with 400,000.
Cool.
The interesting thing about this song, and I don't know what you think about this song, Dixon, but I
love it.
I love it too. This is a classic song that I listen to. It really evokes an emotion from me that is, it's like, what I learned is that this song is not about what you think it is at all, but it just evokes an emotion of like you're with your friends. You're just at that classic bar that makes you comfortable, and you're all headed out. You had a great night. It's time to go home. You might carry on with your friends somewhere else, but like it's time to go home. And the whole thing, it's a nice, really nice song that I love from this era. But
me too.
Again, I didn't even know it was a one-hit wonder until we really looked into this. But interestingly enough, Rolling Stone placed this on their top 20 most annoying songs list. Did you
really?
Know that? Yeah.
No, I didn't know it. I could see that though, because it was everywhere for a hot minute.
It was.
And even when we're leaving the bar, how often has our buddy the bartender said to us, "All right, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here."
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone knows this song, especially if you're of drinking age.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, this song was written because they used to play this song when this band used to play at their like small venues. They used to play this song called "If I Run." That was their closing song, and everyone anticipated it. But the lead singer, he hated playing it, so he wrote this song to replace it, and then it just became one of their most popular songs ever.
That's wild.
Huh. Yeah, pretty crazy. But the biggest thing I want to close on this song with is what I didn't know, and maybe knew this. Maybe this is common knowledge, but I just didn't know. It's actually written about the anticipation of fatherhood, and that saying you got to go home but you can't stay here, or you could go anywhere but you can't stay here. It's about being sent forth from the womb, as if a bouncer is clearing out the bar.
I didn't know that, and I would never make that connection.
I wouldn't either. I don't know. I don't know if I like that better than what I interpret the song. I kind of like my interpretation.
Yeah, right.
Just
Yeah,
fate, just
sure.
on its
Definitely
face. Yeah.
Definitely better interpretation.
So yeah,
That's
that
so
was
funny. Boy, the song reminds me about being born and just having
I'm like, I don't know,
having to get out, pass through the V.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of strange, but yeah, it's a decent song. And one of the things I did looking through these is like I looked at the band and where they are now and why they might not be popular anymore and why they were a one-hit wonder. The rest of their songs are just kind of generic rock songs. It's like very
like Pacific Northwest, like Seattle. That sounds like kind of like their sound.
Yeah. I'd say it's something like that. There's not really anything unique or pops out at me. So yeah, but honestly, I love this song. It is a frequent play, and
you love this song. You play this song a lot.
I do.
Yeah, I enjoy it too.
Yeah. So so that's my number 4. Dixon, I don't know if you want to go back and forth. If you want to do your number 4, if you just want. All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds good to me too. So I'll do my number 4. So. Number 4, this is tough for me to do because I know my number 1. I know my solid number 1. Mm-hmm. 4 I could go back and forth on. I'm going to say 4 and Jump Around by House of Pain.
Okay.
And I think the reason why I like this song is that you turn this song on. I think everybody knows this song. Your mom would probably know this song. Whatever the setting this song is played in, it's going to get your energy up. It's going to get you to make moves, jump around, and I think that's why it's from from 1992, number 24 on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of the 90s.
Oh wow!
Number 66 on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of Hip Hop, and number 325 on Blender's 500 Greatest Songs Since You Were Born. This is according to Wikipedia, widely popular among dance hall DJs. It's regarded in the United Kingdom as a club classic. But I've been in a fair amount of clubs in my day, and at some points
you sure have.
I've heard this song a time or two, and I it's not usually like my thing. It's not my preferred. Not something I would seek out on my own. But when you hear it, it's like, oh man, this is get me hype.
I know.
Before a football game or something. So that's why I like that. I think it's just interesting. But I looked at the video, and the video was kind of like a political commentary. Like it's there's imagery of different insignia and in different settings. So it's kind of I don't know if it's a commentary or what it might be. But I liked it. I don't know. I think it's just one of those things that I kind of really enjoyed. So yeah,
that's interesting. I'm watching the video right now. It's not what I anticipated at all. I thought it was going to be like some kind of party or something, but it is.
That's for sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right. So it's actually from the St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City, which is kind of cool. So you have that sort of cultural aspect to their message or kind of their development.
Yeah.
And then once again, I wouldn't interpret Jump Around to be anything more than Jump Around. just like closing time. It's about being born. So what do I know? So yeah, that's to me is a good solid '90s one hit wonder. '90s song alone.
No, that's
one of something I enjoy.
Yeah, I totally agree. And then, yeah, like you said, it comes on and everyone kind of gets hyped up wherever you're at, in a bar, wherever. It's a great song. But yeah,
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. So my number 3 now, and everyone knows this one. This is a classic that I love. You might not like it, Dixon, because I feel like I played this a lot around you. You might have got tired of it, but this is Rusted Root, "Send Me on My Way," 1994.
You do play this song a lot. You've loved this song maybe even before I first met you, but when I first met you, this is 10 plus years ago, you loved this song.
Yeah.
You always played it. That's awesome.
You know where I heard it, and I think this is probably where a lot of people from our generation heard it, was from Ice Age, that was released in 2002. I think since then,
I heard, really?
Yeah.
I heard it in Matilda.
it was in Matilda. I probably heard it there first, to be honest, but I was just too young and stupid to realize it.
Did you ever see the Vine of the guy? He's like in like a garden meadow, like a clean garden meadow. It's just a close up, and the close up is on a tray of garbage.
No.
And he's tossing the garbage off of the tray like really joyously, and this song is playing in the background.
No, that sounds bizarre. What is that?
just a moment in time from Vine that we're never going to ever experience again.
Oh my god, that's amazing. But yeah, no, this song was actually featured in a lot. Like you said, it was in Matilda, it was in Ice Age, and it was in Pie in the Sky and the TV show Party of Five. I've never seen those, but yeah,
Party of Five was hot.
Yeah, that was it was pretty popular in the U.S. It only got to 72, but it hit platinum in UK with 600,000 units sold, which is pretty crazy. And one more little bit of trivia here is that, of all things, this is kind of crazy to me, NASA uses this as the wake up music for their Mars exploration rover. Isn't that wild?
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
it is so cool.
I know, it's fantastic. Now, what I found interesting about this is, like, okay, we all know "Send Me on My Way." I love the song. It's super catchy. It's a weird vibe singing it. The guitar also super catchy. I think a lot of beginning guitarists learn it. That's one of my favorite songs to play because it's just it's kind of simple and it's immediately recognizable. But the thing is that this band, Rusted Root, is classified as world beat rock, which never heard of in my life. But when I listen to it, it makes sense. It's a very ethnic kind of worldly sound with a lot of,
yeah, I can see that,
a lot of different instruments. But the craziest thing is that the album that this song is on, the album that "Send Me on My Way" is on, it's some good music. There is some good stuff on there.
That's cool. Are they still around?
Yes. Yeah, they are.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, Rusted Root is still going, believe it or not.
I feel like I've seen them on like posters, like, you know, when they have like that poster for a festival or something. I feel like they're in the mix every once in a while.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. That was another band I was thinking of. It was another one. They are actually on hiatus since 2015. I had to look that up.
Oh,
so
shoot.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was it?
2015.
Oh, so still recently. Jeez. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, they're not around anymore. But the album "When I Woke" is actually a very good album, and I would highly recommend that people actually listen to it. And like I said, "Martyr," "Rain," and "Ecstasy" are some of my favorite songs in there because I actually listened to it. I'm like, you know, I'm very surprised that these guys were just a one-hit wonder. But I think the thing is, with when you get into world beat rock, like that genre, it's not,
when you get into that genre.
Yeah, when you get into that genre, you kind of pigeonhole yourself for like 10 people who probably like that stuff. So
for sure, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I think it'd be fun to see live. But yeah, like I said, it's a fun song. It's a happy song, and I listen to it again to this day, like all the songs on my list. So yeah.
Yeah, you're a one-hit wonder guy. This is a show that was in the making for a while without even being in the making, because you are such a one-hit wonder guy.
I know.
All right, so number 3. This is a classic. I think this is a classic. These are all pretty much classics at this point. But
They are, yeah.
No Rain by Blind Melon is number 3 for me.
Ooh, that is a fantastic song.
Absolutely. So from 1992 had the famous B Girl music video. I remember this being around. Huge, put them at platinum level. Really put them in heavy rotation on the MTV, when MTV still played music and like music videos were like a thing. Remember, you used to watch music videos.
I honestly missed those days. It was so cool to just turn on MTV. It was nonstop too. They were just that was fantastic. I missed those days
for sure. So this is interesting because its highest chart peak was number 20 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, which seems like it should have been higher.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, so they've only had, as a band, they've only had 3 albums: Blind Melon in 1992, Soup in 1995, or My Friends in 2008. And even though like they're a one-hit wonder, they haven't been around. They've been nominated for 4 Grammy Awards.
Wow.
And so Blind Melon in 92, Soup in 95, and then Shannon Hoon, their lead vocalist, unfortunately died of a drug overdose. So they dissolved in 99, and then they got back together in 2006 with the remaining members. I guess they were trying to find a replacement for Shannon, and it didn't work out. But this is one of those songs that's like, I think, happy in skies. Like it's kind of like a good beat. It's kind of a sunshine. It reminds you like good things, but it's really not all that happy. It's about like they were saying that it's one of those things when you're facing the prospect of like getting to bed and facing the world, how you just don't want to do that sometimes. And you don't really necessarily get the vibe from this song. And maybe this is a formula here, that all these songs are kind of focused on different things, and they communicate one thing, but the background is another. And maybe that's the key to writing a one-hit wonder or a decent song, at least.
Yeah, it might very well be, because like you said, these songs, like the first one that I talked about, it's about being born and like not being able to stay in the womb and you have to go. But it doesn't really portray it like that.
Sure.
So yeah, that is pretty interesting. Maybe that is the code.
It could be it. Yeah. So sold, and this is another factoid from Wikipedia: over 3.2 million albums sold in the United States as of 2008. That's a lot of albums for basically having, in reality, one song.
That is a lot.
I guess they were a critic favorite, a commercial favorite in the early 90s, and then just kind of didn't work out. And R.I.P. Shannon Hoon. And there we are.
That's wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, wow.
So okay, here's my number 2. We're really getting into it now. This is and Dixon, I know that you know that I love this song.
Oh gosh.
It's Chumbawamba.
Oh yeah.
Tub Thumping, 1997. Now,
yeah, this is awesome.
This is probably one of my favorite songs. It is just, it's so strange, it's so weird, it's so out there. There's a lot of instruments going on. The lyrics, the composition of it, it's different, and I absolutely love it. And it's one of those songs. It has the chant, "I get knocked down, but I get back up again. They're never gonna," like that. That is like a an uplifting kind of thing.
For sure, I recall many a night on a dance floor somewhere with you and a few other people just hammering this song, just going for it, jumping up and down. They're not going to knock us down. Yeah. We don't know who we were rebelling against, but we knew that we had a message that we had to communicate through this song.
Well, now this is the interesting part. Let me tell you this: they were communicating a message. This band, formed in 1992 in the UK, Chumbawamba. They have like 8 members too, but they are a very political band with anarcho-communist leanings.
Oh wow!
And I have a list of what they deal with: animal rights, animal rights, feminism, gay liberation, anti-fascism, Marxism, and class struggles, and communism. So they are a very anti-capitalist band. So this song was essentially the government or the man knocking you down, and like the people rising up against it, essentially.
Huh, that's interesting stuff. So how did they explain the lyrics He drinks a whiskey drink. He drinks a vodka drink. What does that have to do with a political commentary? Is that sort of like a working class, edgy, gritty kind of deal?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I think it was just like everyday kind of man. But another interesting thing is I think they kind of melded this with their kind of try to jump into mainstream. So it was kind of like a party song, but it had some little political things slipped in there because this song that they released, this single off their album, this is like in the middle of their career. And for the longest time, they were just this weird, edgy, hipster, anti-corporate band. And then this was their only album that had a mainstream sound. That is it. Every single other, and this is why I totally understand why they were a one-hit wonder, because everything else is very strange. It's very preachy. It's them playing music and like talking over it, saying that they're gonna take down the government, like stuff like that. That is That is why this stands as a very strange thing, and it's kind of funny because the band probably hates this song because they've had so much other work. They probably poured their souls into it. They're like, yeah, we're going to take down capitalism. We're Marxists, blah, blah, blah. The only thing that they were remembered for, they get invited on shows for the anniversary of Tub Thumping.
Oh my
the documentary about them is named like I Get Knocked Down. It's like,
oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, their entire legacy is just pretty much this song.
That's great. You're absolutely right. They definitely hate it. They can't. They hate that moment.
100%. But yeah, and just one more thing that I want to talk on this band, just to understand where they're coming from and why I feel like this band is so weird and why it was so strange for them to make this song in the first place, because it's very mainstream. The car manufacturer GM, we all know them. They used to make Pontiac, Chevy, and all that.
Yeah.
They gave Chumbawamba $100,000 to use one of their songs in a commercial for the Pontiac Vibe. So Chumbawamba took that money, started an anti-corporate activist group who launched a campaign against GM. So they took the money from GM and then launched a campaign against GM.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Tub Thumping, it's a great song. It's really one of those that gets you going. But the interesting thing and why this is a one-hit wonder factually is that this was their step into mainstream, and then they just dropped it all together and they tried to get back into their indie weird political stuff, and it just failed for them, to be honest. I mean, yeah.
And they're still around?
Chumbawamba is not around. They stopped in 2012.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting stuff.
Yeah, they had quite a decent run, though. They were there from 82 until 2012.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
That's a long time.
That's what I'm saying. These guys have, if you look at their discography, they've been around for a long time. They make a lot of music, but this is the only thing that really hit the general population. Everything else is just indie stuff.
Avant-garde. Interesting.
Yes, avant-garde, certainly.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like these facts. This is really good. This is really interesting stuff because you have no idea when you hear them on the radio.
Yeah, I know. I think that's why I want to get into it, because I'm like, I could say that the song is good, but when I looked into it, I'm like, man, there's a lot of interest. I think it's just the songs that I picked have like stories behind them. Luckily,
right.
So. And wait until my last one. It's a ride.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous already. My second choice, number 2 on the list, I should say.
Yeah.
A little bit of Marcy Playground. Ring any bells?
Marcy Playground.
SSEX and Candy.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We all know this song.
Sex and Candy.
Oh, boy. We all love this song.
I feel like you play this one a lot, too, don't you?
I do.
Not really. It's not in your rotation. Yeah.
I have played this song before, yeah.
So, this is pretty funny. This is right off of the intro on Wikipedia. Lead singer John Wozniak, which is a pretty funny name. It's not that like romantic or like entertainer. was inspired to write the song after a woman told him that a room smelled like sex and candy. The song's abstract lyrics refer to the disco era and include hippie lingo. In 1997, Wozniak said that Sex and Candy is an unorthodox love song. Later, he said he does not know what the song means.
Oh my god!
I think that's about as much as you can say about that. I think that's yes. I don't know what it means either. I think it's obviously kind of sensual.
Yes,
it's kind of essual. Number 8 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Number 1 on the Billboard Modern Rock Songs chart. Yeah, so they gave this a shot. This song was another one that was like everywhere, and I remember particularly watching like one of those Now This Is Music CD commercials,
mm-hmm.
and hearing the song.
Oh yeah,
so it's for sure. So what's interesting is that they still around. They still tour. 4 albums total. So last one came out in 2009. Peaked at 21 in the United States. It was from their self-titled Marcy Playground. They were on Capitol Records for 2 albums.
They were on Capitol Records?
Yeah, they were on Capitol for their first album and their second album.
Oh my god.
And then they so their last one was released in 2009 on the label Woz, which I assume is John Wozniak's personal label.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
So yes, so yeah, I mean this is another one that's just catchy. A nostalgic time, and it's so funny because these songs you like listen to them when you're like 7 years old. At least we were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
sex and candy. He says sex. Like,
I think that's why everyone liked it. It's like remember that one song? They do it like they do on the Discovery Channel, like that. You're like, they're talking about sex. We should have talked about that one, but that's another.
It's fun. We'll get into that because I have a little bit of a couple honorable mentions, and I'll actually explain that one.
Okay,
but I like the grit. Now that I listen to it now, I appreciate like the grittiness of it, the gritty edge, the sensuality of it, the whole thing. Otherwise, it's just catchy. Everybody, you put this on, everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's definitely a good one. But yeah, it's really really gritty, really gets in there.
For sure.
But yeah, so
this is it.
Okay, my number 1, and I think I like this so much just because of all the drama that I found around it. And that's why I wanted to save it for the end, because I need everyone to know everything about the artist and everything about this song.
I love it.
Now this is, of course, Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby from 1990.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Such a successful song. It sold over 160 million copies. It was number 1 in the US, the UK, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Ireland, Europe, and Belgium.
Wow, it was everywhere basically.
Yeah, no, it's insane. And actually, now this is what I've learned is that Vanilla Ice, he might kind of be a story boxer, might make stuff up. I'm not really sure. He
That's what it seems like.
He kind of toots his own horn. By the way, do you know Vanilla Ice's name was Robert Van Winkle?
Yes, I did. I did. I knew it was something
hell?
ridiculous. Yeah. That's great.
Oh my god! I mean, come on! I actually laughed out loud when I saw that. That was unbelievable. Awesome. But yeah, so he wrote this allegedly when he was 16, and it was based on his experiences in South Florida. And the song describes a shooting, which I did not know that.
You didn't know I grabbed my 9 or all I heard was shells?
Well, I mean, it's just, I guess I just kind of passively listen, absorb these things, like just brain dead, like, oh, this is catchy,
Seriously, in the beginning, the way he sets it up, it's ultimately catchy. You have no idea the setup that's happening there that evidently is about a shooting. I mean, you just kind of think it's kind of like in the genre, fair game.
Yeah, exactly. And the now we all know this. It's now the way that the song is structured, and everyone knows this. It's from it's under pressure. It's literally ripped straight from that.
Right.
And he was sued for this. But did you know that they settled? But he was supposed.
Really?
Yeah. They actually. Now, I didn't know this at first, but he actually did settle, because I thought that this was like still an ongoing thing. And they actually credited Freddie Mercury and David Bowie as the songwriters.
Oh, so they credited on there. Okay, that's interesting.
So Vanilla Ice actually had to pay money to recompensate them for all the sales made up to that point, and also gave them credits on there.
Wow, that's huge. And think about Vanilla Ice, relatively unknown.
Yeah,
having to pay David Bowie and Queen for stealing their stuff. I mean, these guys have enough money. You think they would say, dude, don't worry about it. Just
I know. I think they just hate Vanilla Ice. I think a lot of people
don't do this again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's funny because Eminem listened to this song and apparently said he hated it so much that it made him want to not rap anymore. Did you ever hear about that?
Oh wow, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of drama with that. The most interesting. So go ahead.
I love the music video. He has the Miami sweatshirt on. Now I guess he's from South Florida, but this is when Miami is at the pinnacle of sports. That's just such an 80s, early 90s thing to be doing. I just thought that was cool.
Oh yeah, no, that was great. But one of the big dramas in this, which I didn't know about. I knew about the suing because, like I said, the music in this song is under pressure, and he puts a little beat over it. I'm not sure if he made it himself. Which, by the way, he uses a shaker in the song. I got to talk about this because it really bothers me.
So he did this beat himself.
The bass line, dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
and then
that's his thing. Oh wow.
No, that's not his. He took that song. He ripped it, and then he put a shaker over it, essentially, like a shaker sound.
Right. And I remember seeing an interview with him where he's trying to defend it. There's like a ting in there, or there's a shaker, like you said. It's kind of different. Yeah, go ahead.
There's nothing different.
No, there's nothing. I listened to it today because I was listening for the differences, and there is no difference at all.
No, I literally. So I downloaded both of them on my Spotify, and I was going back and forth. I'm like, what is the difference between these? What is his argument? There literally is none. It is exactly the same.
Right.
But to talk to Vanilla Ice's composition here and how he makes beats, he's very awful because he uses the shaker, and once I heard it, I couldn't get it out of my head. It is just the shaker sound. It's just like a shh, but it's the same one over and over and over and over, and it goes through the entire song. Now, even me being a beginner, when you use a shaker and you have it on every single beat, you change the velocity, you change the volume every other one, then you can change the pitch. So that makes it sound like you're actually shaking a shaker. It makes it sound realistic. But he just puts it right in the front, the same sound bite over and over and over. I'm like, this is trash. But anyway, that's just a little aside. But there was this guy.
Are you talking about Suge Knight?
Yeah, sorry, Suge Knight. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Suge Knight, he apparently helped write the song with Vanilla Ice.
Really? Suge Knight? Yeah.
Then this was in an interview with Vanilla Ice, but Vanilla Ice told him that he didn't. So Suge kept going after Vanilla Ice, but then one night Suge came to his hotel that he was staying in.
Oh no.
With his bodyguard, broke in, pulled a gun on Vanilla Ice's bodyguard, then took Vanilla Ice out onto the balcony and threatened to throw him off unless he signs over the publishing rights to Ice Ice Baby.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Now this is where Vanilla Ice kind of puts himself on a pedestal. So apparently Suge took the money, started Death Row Records, and signed on Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Tupac. So Vanilla Ice takes credit. He says, "Yeah, all their careers are from me. It's all thanks to me because he got the money from me." That's what he says.
What? That's unbelievable. But that makes sense. I mean, that's unbelievable. Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
I never knew that. I had no idea that even happened. It's Vanilla Ice.
Yeah. I had no idea either. Yeah, he released this in a very, very old interview with Rolling Stone, and I was able to find it.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
So I think honestly, Ice Ice Baby is good because of David Bowie and Freddie Mercury, because you hear that, it's catchy, and Vanilla Ice is rapping. It's kind of, when you really listen to it, it is like he could do the classic hip hop, but that's it. And that's where I want to leave off on this, on why Vanilla Ice is and will always be a one-hit wonder. Now, I don't know if you know this, Dixon, but
Okay.
Vanilla Ice released an album in 2011 called WTF.
Okay, no, I had no idea.
I almost want to make an entire episode on this because this
Yeah, we
is
definitely have to check this out. This is
you
awesome.
you have to. Okay, I'll give you a little preview then. This is
Yeah.
oh my god, easily the worst album I have ever heard in my entire life. It is pathetically bad, Dixon. It is. I can't even put into words how bad and pathetic this album is. I would rather listen to Porn Star Dancing 100 times in a row than listen to one more song off this album.
That's awesome.
Now, and I just want to leave everyone with this. If you're listening to this right now, just pause this, and listen to Nightmare Disco off that album. Just listen to it, and tell me you don't want to end yourself. It is. I just
incredible.
I could not believe what I was listening to, Dixon. It is nothing like Ice Ice Baby. He goes into like the early 2010s kind of hardcore rap, I guess is what you would call it. But man, it is rough.
Awesome.
It is rough. Oh my god, I can't, if we do an episode on this, I can't wait because it's going to be fun to tear this apart. Oh my
gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah, so that's it. That's number one, Ice Ice Baby, and that's the story of what happened, and that's where Vanilla Ice is now.
I had no idea all that. Well, I had the idea that it was a total ripoff, but that whole thing with Death Row and everything else, that's amazing.
Yeah,
and I mean, I love that song. I remember that was always a jam when I was in grade school on a burned CD I had for sure.
Oh yeah. Don't get me like it is a jam. And it is fun to listen to, but
yeah,
I think the album WTF just ruined Vanilla Ice for me completely. It ruined Ice Ice Baby for me, I believe.
Wow, that's a major statement.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, just wait, Dixon. If you get a chance sometime this weekend, you got to listen to just one song off that album. You'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I check that out for sure.
So I'm sorry for rambling on. I wanted to get that out. I was so excited.
That was needed for sure.
But so what's your number one? What's your favorite one hit wonder that we should all know about?
So I want to preface this with a couple honorable mentions that I know that you're going to appreciate.
Okay.
So I was thinking about. So I looked up the song you were talking about. You and me, baby, we ain't nothing but mammals. So I looked them up. The band, the Bloodhound Gang. The song "Bad Touch." It turns out they're actually more popular than you would think. They've actually have had several singles on the charts. Yeah, that was their most notable one. But they've had 6 or 7 singles in the mix, and they were on they've been on hiatus since 2015.
Wow.
So I was surprised by that.
I am too. That's amazing. I would not expect that at all. I thought they were a true one hit wonder. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So I have to mention one of your favorites, "Steal My Sunshine." Len.
Ooh, I love that. That really is one of my favorites.
That might be your favorite song of all time.
It might be.
Whenever you're on the juke, you're playing that song for sure.
It's a good one.
New Radicals, "You Get What You Give." I remember buying that CD in New York City on bootleg when it came out. The song "B Word," "Bitch" by Meredith Brooks. I'm a B word. I'm a lover. I'm a child. Whatever.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that one.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Natalie Imbroglia.
What?
Natalie Imbruglia. Her song "Tord," and I thought she's a one hit wonder, but I thought she was more popular. Like I feel like I've seen her around. Like, I don't know. I thought she was part of like that sad girl club, like Michelle Branch and Sarah McLachlan and the other one.
Yeah.
Going down on a guy in a movie theater, whoever that artist is that sings that song. I forget who it is. Oh, Alanis Morissette.
Yes.
Yeah. So just some honorable mentions, just some things I wanted to throw up there.
Those are really good ones.
Yeah. "What's Up" by that the lady with the dreads. That's a good one too. So this is my favorite one hit wonder of the 90s. I think the greatest one hit wonder of the 90s. I think considering the depth of the 90s, as we've discussed, I think this has to be up there as one of the greatest songs of the 90s.
Oh, boy.
And I think one of the greatest songs of all time. And I don't want you to laugh, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
That song is Macarena.
Oh, my goodness.
Right. and I'll tell you the reason why I think this. And so Macarena, it's Los Del Rio, but the version that we know is a remix by the Bayside Boys based in Miami. And so we've all seen the video. You have these ladies, doing quite a bit of giggling about their boyfriends that they're cheating on actively.
Yeah.
And then it goes to these two very nice older gentlemen who just look like they're a lot of fun, singing into a microphone, kind of doing that thing. And of course, it breaks into the iconic dance.
Yes.
I think with that being said, the reason why I think this has to be one of the greatest songs of all time, because it's so catchy. So catchy that Tyga did a remix of it in 2017 with the two original guys in the video.
Oh my God, I forgot. I didn't know that.
Yeah, actually not even 2017. It was like 2020 it came out.
Wow.
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool. And it's actually a remake. He does like a little bit of a remake of the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Really?
So it's kind of cool. It's pretty neat.
Oh, nice.
A little bit more vulgar than the one we're used to, but
yeah, I'm sure.
But it's good. So this was originally a Spanish Latin pop dance song, and they remixed it. So this was actually a hit on its own. These guys were actually popular on their own in Latin America before this remix was released by the Bayside Boys. And the reason why I think it's the greatest one-hit wonder of all time, which was also agreed upon by VH1 in 2002, I think that the cultural impact it had, that everybody was on the same page for a moment in time. Bill Clinton was doing it. Every baseball game they had it. Yet there was a convention where they're doing it. Your mom was doing it. Everybody was doing it. And I think that was just such a pure, enjoyable moment in time. And I think that's why you got to consider it one of the greatest songs.
Wow.
Definitely the greatest one-hit wonder.
That's a really good way to look at it, because if you were around during this time, you remember everyone doing the Macarena. Like it was a thing. It was like one of the first memes. It was like when everyone was doing
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it was like when everyone was doing the Harlem Shake. Like everyone was doing the Macarena. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Everyone was on the same page for a little while.
And what I think is so more impressive about the Macarena is that there was no YouTube, there was no Instagram, TikTok, where the Harlem Shake had like this worldwide spread because of the use of social media and the internet. The Macarena you just saw on TV, you just heard on the radio.
You absorbed it. You just
right.
Yeah, by observing things in your life. Like you didn't go online to figure this out.
Let me not to totally sidetrack, but let me bring up another moment in time that you might remember from the 90s.
Sure.
Do you remember when TGIF, the lineup on ABC on Friday night, the lineup of TV?
I don't think so.
Wow. So like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Home Improvement.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. So do you remember the episode where Home Improvement was going 3D?
Oh, I do not. I'm sorry.
Jeez, Ice, you're like, there's moments I think, boy, NPC status for you. Big time.
All right, okay.
But there was a moment.
I don't know.
95% of the people I talk to do remember that moment.
Oh, okay, I'm 5%. I get
it. And you had to pick up 3D glasses like at the grocery store, and you watch the episode in 3D. I'm thinking, wow, now who would have thought that people would actually go out and follow these instructions from the TV without internet, without Facebook? You go out, you get the glasses, you put them on, you're watching Home Improvement in 3D. I mean, that's just a wild thing to think about.
It is.
And the same thing with the Macarena. It spread like wildfire. So it's catchy. I think it's it's rated where it should be because it's number one on Billboard's all-time Latin songs, with topped charts everywhere. And they try to do a couple of the versions. They had like Macarena Christmas. They try to do some offshoots, but I think it, just like I said, just the impact it had on the 90s, the cultural impact it had, the fact that it's kind of still around, and that you ask somebody about the Macarena, they still know what it is. I think that's huge. So that's why it's my greatest one-hit wonder. Maybe not maybe, one of the greatest songs of the 90s as well.
Yeah, no, I'm fully on board with you. And yeah, like you said, I think people still know it today. I wonder if you asked a Gen Z kid if they would know this song.
That would be a really good a TikTok trend to start again.
Oh,
They'll be like, oh, look at this thing I found on TikTok. They'll have no idea.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely, yeah, that'd be fantastic. I can see a lot of TikTok girls getting on that. You know what I mean?
Oh boy, oh boy.
I'm just saying.
I know exactly what you mean.
Guess I wouldn't mind, but
Hashtag Macarena. Hashtag.
Yeah, maybe we'll start it right now. We'll start the trend.
That'd be great.
No, that's a great pick, Dixon. I'm really glad that we did this because I feel like we got some pretty cool songs out there. I hope people listen to these, and I hope they enjoyed listening to us give our takes on them. Maybe they learned something today.
Oh, for sure, I definitely did. I mean, the breakdowns that you had. I mean, I would have no idea that any of that was surrounding any of those songs.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it was just like I picked the songs and I was just going to talk about, that I like them, but then the more I looked into it, I'm like, man, there's a lot of stuff behind some of these songs.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Yeah, it was especially Ice Ice Baby. That was the best. That's why I had to save it for last.
And of course, because your name is in the title of the song.
Exactly. Yeah,
about you.
Exactly. Yeah, he's besmirching my name. You know who else is getting besmirched though?
Oh no, who?
It's our boy, Steven Crowder.
Oh, louder with Crowder. Sounds like he got a little too loud.
Yeah, I think he did. So
fill me in. I've seen this, but I haven't seen it.
Now here's what's going on. We'll break it down for you, and if anyone else doesn't know about what's happening, Louder with Crowder is hosted by Steven Crowder. He's a conservative political talk show host. He has a show. He's got millions of subscribers. He's rich. He's loaded. He's very successful now. And he's a very traditional guy. What happened is his wife divorced him very recently. So he came out on his show. He said all this stuff. He's like, oh, I guess my wife's allowed to divorce me. I guess she could do whatever she wants. Unfortunately, in Texas, she could just divorce me. And yeah, I know he was putting it on like he wasn't at fault, but his wife just wanted to leave him for some reason. So just hours ago, a video came out. I don't know how the hell they got this, but there's a camera that he has on his back porch, and you see Crowder sitting there smoking a cigar like he usually does, and his wife, who is very pregnant, standing next to him, saying that she wants to take the car.
Mm-hmm.
And Crowder essentially mentally abuses her throughout this entire video. Now, have you seen the video, Dixon?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so it's only a 3-minute video, so I'll kind of sum it up. So the whole time, she wants to take the car to like go do errands or something, and Crowder says no, like you can't take the car. What if I want to go to the gym? What if I want to go see my friends? What if I want to go to my parents' house? And she's like, well, I just want to go get the groceries. He's like, do you see what you're doing to me? Do you see the hole that you're putting me in?
Oh, wow.
It's kind of bizarre, but it gets even weirder because then she starts arguing about how she doesn't want to give the dog medicine. And turns out it's because it's toxic for pregnant people. It could hurt the baby, apparently. But
oh my gosh.
Crowder's like you have to be disciplined and responsible. You put on the gloves and you do it. And she's like, no. He's like, you're not committed. You won't do this thing. She's like, well, I love you. He's like, well, I don't love you. You're not showing me any love because you won't do this. And then he starts mocking her. He's like, oh, I love you more than life itself, but I don't want to do this thing. Oh, I love you more than life itself, but I don't want to do this. And he's mocking her.
Wow.
Yeah. And so this carries on. Might be something else that
terrible.
I missed, but yeah, no, it actually is kind of terrible. But I don't know about you, Dixon. I have my favorites online of like, political talk show hosts, whatever side they may be on. Steven Crowder is not one of them. He's always seemed like kind of a dick to me.
I don't think I know that he exists, and I've seen some of his stuff, but I've never listened to his stuff actively.
Yeah, he just seems like a really slimy kind of guy.
Yeah.
And just to speak to that, there was this one old co-host that he had and Steven hated this guy so much that he had the crew install a light that was up in the rafters. That was up in the rafters of the studio. And every time he wanted this guy to shut the hell up, he would hit a button under his desk, and a light would come on to make the guy shut up.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. Why did he have him on the show if he hated him so much?
I have no idea. And then Crowder made him do his own segment with like his own show on the weekends without getting more money. And then he said, well, why, you know, if you're going to make me work more, then can I get more money? And he said, no, I own you. You have to do what I say. I run your life. Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff like this, allegedly. But
right.
I don't know. It kind of tracks with what everyone's saying. He just seems like kind of like an abusive asshole.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like for sure. I had no idea. What is he? Is he on the Daily Wire? Is that his platform?
Oh, Daily Wire is Ben Shapiro and like Candace Owens and all them. Matt Walsh. Who's the other guy? There's one more guy. I can't think of his name. But yeah, that's theirs. I don't know what platform. He's like Mug Club or something weird like that, because you could sign up for like a mug or something.
Oh god.
Yeah. And you get a mug, and then you're part of his like his whole syndicate programming.
How exciting.
But yeah, so so that's what's going on in that world. Now, would you, based on what I said, would you find that abusive, or do you think I'm overreacting?
Oh, 100%. That's completely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense that. But why is she asking permission in the first place to use the car?
Now that's another thing. It and the weird thing is, like, he's a millionaire. Why the hell do they have one single car?
It seems completely ridiculous. Just that fact alone, that she has to ask for permission to use a vehicle.
Yeah, and I think the reason is, I think he's just trying to control her. He's just like, well, I have all the money. I have one car, and it's mine. You could take it when I allow you to. So
what a d-bag.
Yeah,
we got to cancel this guy. It's over.
I think so too. Whether you agree with, you know, his political views or not, he does. I don't think he's good. If you are on the right, I don't think he's good for your movement. That's kind of the argument that I'm trying to make. But yeah, he came out with a statement. It kind of seemed like a threat, because he says he wants to keep his privacy.
How nice.
Yeah. But he also said that he wants to tell his side of the story, and that he's going to unseal all the files that relate to the matter of legal record, finances, relevant medical records, including mental health history or evaluations, and any motions or sanctions from the Court of Texas. So what it sounds like he's doing is he's going to try to throw his wife under the bus and say she's crazy by releasing her medical records. So this could get a little messy here. We'll see what happens. Which,
yikes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It kind of bummed me out watching that, because, you know, I've seen,
for sure.
I've seen abusive relationships before, and, you know, maybe I used to be a little crazy way back in the past too, which maybe, but I never did shit like this. You know, man, I might have got jealous and stuff, but like, this is a different level.
Yeah, that's beyond. That's beyond. And for being a traditional conservative guy, it sounds like he just hates women, and that's it.
Well,
at least his own wife.
One of the more interesting things is that a lot of people say that Steven Crowder is just a closeted gay man who is very upset.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because apparently back in the past he admitted to being he told people he was bi, and that,
really,
yeah. Suppose this is just what I read, but these rumors have gone around forever, and I could kind of see it, and I think he just hates that he has to hide it because he's on like this platform, and he probably thinks that he'll get like kicked off if he comes out. So he just kind of forces himself to be straight and a traditional guy, but in reality he just hates women. So I don't know.
Wow. There's a lot to unpack there in that whole thing. Yeah, like you said, there's definitely some underlying things that are happening. We gotta be more to the story.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on it for everyone out there. If you come here for '90s one-hit wonders, and then there's some crossover, I'm sure.
And Steven Crowder updates.
Yeah.
You found the right place to be.
Yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome.
Very niche market.
Yeah. All about one people. It's me.
I love it.
But I gotta say, Dixon, I had a lot of fun today. This was a fantastic episode. Probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, for sure. Mine too. This was good. It was a little bit different than what we usually do, so that's cool. So keep things fresh, keep things exciting, and we got to talk about some of our favorite music, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good time. And guys, like we said before, we are on the road to 100. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any recommendations for anything that you want us to cover music related, whether it be a band, an album, a song, anything like that, let us know in the comments below. We respond to each and every one of you. We'll bring you up on the show, and maybe we'll make an episode about it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, let us know. Let us know your hot takes. Let us know any suggestions. Drop down your favorite song from the 90s, band, whatever it might be.
Yeah, absolutely. Just let us know, and we might cover it. And like we said, with David Prince, we covered XTC. That was a great episode. Yeah,
we enjoyed it, and we actually got some good feedback on that. So there's actually some songs that people want us to revisit, and it's, of course, they're one of those bands that's going to happen with. That they're going to have different factions of fans for different eras of their music. So that was good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll have to speak on those comments in the next episode at the beginning. But yeah, guys, 10 more subs, and we're at 100. We might have some surprises for you at 100. We will see. But once we get there, we will announce everything, our plans moving forward. So we appreciate all of you. Please hit subscribe. Please help us get to 100. We will be giving you new episodes every single week. So if you want that and that sounds fun to you, then just hit subscribe. It's free.
Let's do it.
It's free.
Yep.
You might as well. All right, Dixon, I think it's that time.
It is, certainly.
All right, guys. We will see you next week.
Peace.